I'm back with another Front Row Talk podcast, the podcast with expensive opinions. This is episode 114 episodes in. Before I start, make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Check the description down below where I have my link for my Instagram and my TikTok. Before I get started, make sure you tune into last episode where I gave my predictions for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference predictions. My voice a little raspy, so bear with me. The weather change is getting to me. But as you can see by the title, this episode is not going to be much different from last episode. I'm going to still be talking about basketball, and let's get straight into it. For the Eastern Conference, we had the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers. I had the Celtics winning. If I'm not mistaken, I said it would be a sweep or in 5. I think I probably even said 6, but the sweep was up in the air. I was mostly feeling Celtics in 5. I thought the Pacers would get one from them, but they didn't. I think the closest chance that they had to win the game was Game 1. That actually went overtime, and Celtics still came out winning. Jaylen Brown hit a clutch corner 3 on Siakam, and then from there, Celtics turned up in overtime at home as well. But yeah, I mean, it was over after Game 1. Honestly, I mean, I don't think that the Pacers really even had a chance, and they definitely didn't have a chance once we realized that Halliburton was not going to be able to play. So it was just more so a guaranteed finals appearance once again from the Celtics. A lot of people running with the narrative that the Celtics had the easiest run to the finals, and they probably did. I wouldn't bash that too much. I wouldn't bash that take just because of everybody who they went through. But they made it. They made it to the finals once again. I'm interested in what they do. We still don't have a Western Conference winner just yet. We're waiting. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But Jaylen Brown won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Last year it was Tatum, if I'm not mistaken. This year's Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown deserves it. I might be a bit biased just because I'm a Jaylen Brown fan. But he did have better numbers, better shooting splits than Tatum throughout the playoffs, I guess you could say, even the Western Conference Finals. So yeah, I mean, that's that. I do think no matter who the Boston Celtics face, they do need Porzingis back. Definitely need him for the size, for the shooting, for the offense. Whatever he does, they need him. Just because, he's an important piece. He's been an important piece the whole year. And both teams that are in the Western Conference have size. So, if Porzingis could get back at least by Game 2, that'll benefit them a lot. And I think that we're going to have a good finals no matter who comes out the West. And yeah, to be honest, it's Boston's chip to win. If they lose, that's going to be super tough because what else can you really do, You have, I think you have the best record in the NBA for this season. You have a great team on paper, on the court. Everybody kind of knows their role. And you have two guys who you could probably say 1A, 1B, to be honest, if you want to look at it from that perspective. Yeah, but I think it's time that they, actually win. They were going against Stephen Curry 2022. So, Curry is Curry. All respects to Curry, my favorite player. So, I guess you could say we understand why they lost, even though they had a great defense that year. And Steph just had to go turn up and lock in a different type of mode. So that's that. But this year around, they gotta win the chip. Especially, they've been making it far for a lot of years, back to back, in the Eastern Conference. So whether it was the finals, it was the Eastern Conference Finals. And yeah, I mean, it's stuff that we all know. So I mean, that's all I really have to say about the Celtics. They are in the finals now. They're just sitting back waiting to see who comes out the West, and hopefully they're ready, because they gotta show up. And if you're a Boston fan, I wonder how much faith you got in Boston, just because there's a lot of rumors going around, a lot of takes being said that Boston can't really be trusted. Let's see if they defend that. If they hear the noise and show the opposite. Now moving to the West, we got Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. My take was Minnesota in 7. Game 1, Dallas won. Game 2, Dallas won. Game 3, Dallas won. It was up 3-0. And the funny thing is, it's not every game. Like, the games didn't end by Dallas winning by a lot. It was, the games was right there. It was in reach for Minnesota. Yesterday I seen Game 4. It was in Dallas house. I thought, once you up 3-0, if I'm not mistaken, the record is 154 or 155 and 0 of teams that go up 3-0 that they win the series. Meaning, once you go up 3-0, it's you're good. You're advancing, whatever round it is. So I thought that Dallas was gonna finish it. I at one point I was like, damn, my take was way off. I had Minnesota in 7 because clearly I knew it would be a challenge, but I ain't have them getting swept, which they did not get swept. They actually won in Dallas house, so the series is now 3-1. Cat had a really good game. Karl Anthony Towns, I think he had 20 in the second half. Anthony Edwards showed up. Minnesota did a good job rebounding the ball. And what I will say is part of that is because Lively is out. And Ant just made some clutch shots in the last minute. Luka made a crazy 3 and 1-3, but he missed the free throw, which kind of, bit them in the behind in a sense. Even though it's not like they were down 1 or 2, but it would have made a difference in the game. But Luka did take blame on why they lost. I would just say it was more so Kyrie. Kyrie only had 16 points if I'm not mistaken. I think he should have had a bit more, 16 or 18 points. I think it was 16. He should have had a bit more. Luka could have probably did a bit more, but how much more can you do if you're Luka? Moving on, this 3-1, meaning that next game is Game 5 tomorrow in Minnesota's house. I genuinely think Minnesota's gonna win in their house. And the funny thing is Karl Anthony Towns fouled out with a minute or 2 left, so Dallas definitely could have teed up and emphasized it and got the the dub, because it was up by 3 to 4 points or 5 if I'm not mistaken. So that was enough to flip the game around. But I think they're gonna go into Minnesota. They're gonna defend home court. I may sound crazy, but listen, it's out there. It was not. They didn't get swept. And the funny thing is, Anthony Edwards talked about that. He was like, he never got swept, so he took that personal. He made sure they didn't get swept. Karl Anthony Towns made sure they didn't get swept as well. I think the role players are going to play better at home. What I will say is the reason why I think Minnesota wins at home is because I don't think they'll lose 3 games at home. I think that's a bit crazy. And they're 3-0 in elimination games. So let's see if that record, stays alive. I think the role players will play better at home. McDaniels, who else? I think Conley will be doing good. It's gonna be a couple guys who turn up. I think it goes 3-2. Then game 6, Dallas gotta close it out. You know what I'm trying to say? If somehow some way it goes 3-3, this is just me now stretching it. Then it'll be game 7 in Minnesota's house if I'm not mistaken. That's tough. I feel like that everybody's going to tune into that. Realistically speaking, though, statistically speaking, no team, like I said, has ever came back from 3-0. So I could just be chatting right now, and I could just be saying it'll be Dallas and Celtics. Probably by next week, it'll probably be Dallas and Celtics in the finals. Damn, but that's the tricky thing, is by next week there'll probably be a game or 2 in already, and for me to give my prediction by then, it'll be a bit, weird. I will say if it's Dallas and Celtics, I think it'll go 6 to 7 games. I might be wrong. I might be right. I would like to see Jaylen Brown with a ring, because like I said, I'm a Jaylen Brown fan. But Luka with a ring will be tough. His resume will be really, really good at such a young age. And Kyrie getting a ring back in Boston when Boston treated him the way they treated him after he left. And him getting his second ring, that would be tough too. Um, it's tough. I think I might just have to wait it out. I'm not going to lie. Especially if somehow, some way, Minnesota extends the series and makes it a game 6. That gives me a bit more time for me to get back on here and actually give my predictions if it is Dallas and Celtics in the finals. Um, and if it does go game 7, I'll for sure have time to see who I got if it is Minnesota and Celtics. So I guess I just have to let it play out. We know Celtics are for sure in the finals. We're still waiting for the Western Conference guys to get it going to see who the finals matchup will be. And yeah, I mean, that's really good for this episode. Let's see if Minnesota lives to see another day, another game, whatever you want to call it. They should defend home court though, and it should go back to 6, game 6 in Dallas. Dallas just gotta defend home court, finish it quick, got it going quick. Because if it goes to game 7, you're giving the Dallas fans live. You're giving guys like Cat, Rudy, everybody on that Minnesota squad is coming in with just crazy amount of confidence. But we should see how it goes. I'm super interested, and I'll definitely be tuning in. Hopefully you are tuned in as well. That's really it for this episode. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Check the description down below where I have my link for my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's episode 114, a podcast with expensive opinions, and your boy ssalcita is out.